For Outer Game this month, I want to talk to you about a very tiny detail that is extraordinarily important. This is a detail that will make the difference. It'll be make or break on a lot of your polls. Okay? This is very simple, but it's not talked about a lot. And it's this. When you want to isolate a girl from her friends, you want to pull her home, you want to take her to the bar, that kind of stuff. You want to move 5 feet away with her. Okay? How do you make that happen? So many people are like, how do we make isolation happen? How do we make isolation happen? First of all, a lot of guys don't try for isolation. You have to try, right? You have to push and you have to try. But a lot of guys, they're just very overt about it. Like, hey, we should go over here. And the girl's like, no, I can't, my friends. And that's it. Or worse yet, maybe, they just say to their friends, hey, can I grab your friend? And the friend's like, no. Grabs her and even steals her and runs away. Okay? What you want to do, instead of pulling against permission, you want to pull with permission. So it's very, very subtle, but here's what you do. You coach the girl on what to tell her friends. Okay? The girl wants to go with you probably, but she doesn't want to be slutty and she doesn't want to take initiative. But if you tell her exactly what to say, she's not really taking initiative. And so you say, oh, hey, tell your friend we're grabbing a drink, we'll be right back. I don't want her to miss you, right? Or I don't want her to be worried. Just tell your friend this, tell your friend that. Or later on, like maybe, for example, say you've pulled a girl and her friends are calling her, right? Be like, tell her you just went to grab food, you'll be there in about half an hour, right? You tell her that and then you can go do whatever thing and then you have enough time for things to happen, right? But the key thing here is if you tell the friends something, the friends are going to object because you're the shady player guy with an agenda. If the friends tell them something, they're going to believe it. So what you need to do, but the friends don't know how to handle logistics. They've never had to deal with that. They've never been a guy. They've never had to problem solve. So they don't know how to solve their problem of how to get home with you and not feel slutty. So what happens usually, they'll give up and they'll just be like, oh, I can't. I'll go with my friends, take my number, etc. Instead, coach her. Okay? Coach her on what to tell the friends. Coach her on how to not make her slutty, which means you need to have given some thought to this. Right? You need to become a little bit of a good liar. Right? What are the lies you can tell little white lies that'll get you out of trouble? Right? How can you frame it that it's not a big deal? Or for example, say that the friends might object to you. You'd be like, oh, just tell your friends that I'm your friend from college and we're just catching up. Right? If she tells that to her friends, now all of a sudden it's not slutty. Right? There's all kinds of different things that you can do to frame it in a particular way. And again, if you said to the friend, oh, I'm her friend from college, she'll be like, shut the fuck up, you're lying, whatever. But if she says it to her friends will believe her. A, they'll probably believe her actually. B, even if they don't believe her, they'll understand that she actually wants this to happen as opposed to not wanting it to happen. So it's a little bit of a double whammy, right? But the difference between, hey, we're going to go over here and, hey, tell your friend that we're doing this and this, right? It's such a big thing. And if you can get the girl to coach her friends, if you can coach her and get her to tell her friends that, it's going to be massively helpful. Also, interestingly enough, when you coach her and get her to tell her friends, keep saying that, when you get her on board with it and helping the process go, it cements in her mind that she likes you and things are going to happen. Crazy enough, if you get her telling her friends, I promise you're going to start also getting less LMR. Think about that. See, if the whole time you've been pushy and needy and trying to make things happen, then, you're pushy, she's resisting, or she's like, maybe I'm not okay with it. As soon as she's actively telling her friend where you're going to go, she's following your lead, she's coaching to make it happen. She's made that logical switch in her mind to, I want this to go down, and a lot of other things are going to go smoother. So it's such a subtle thing, but it's so important, okay? Coach your girl what to tell to her friends, her family, whoever's with her. Teach her what to say and do to not be slutty. Plant the story in her mind and help her solve her problem.